To this live session. It will be recorded, so we can redistribute it later to all the attendees that couldn't join today or won't be able to join. So we are having in the panel myself, I'm Violeta Vasileva from TechTour. I'll be moderating this webinar. We have John Holmes Carrington from RTC North, the UK, Tom Franken from 9 Sigma Europe, Christina Bala from Qplan International. So all of us are partners in Invite project. And how this session will be organized today is first we're going to introduce you about the project and what OIT Lab actually is. After that, we're going to jump more into details about the OIT Lab current open call and what are the opportunities there and how you and your organization can benefit from it. And after that, we will go into the Q&A session that you might have. And you can post your questions anytime in the QA box that you can see under the screen where the presentation is. And we can go through the questions after that. So I guess I can give the floor now to John, please. You can start and introduce more about the project.
Thank you very much, Violeta. Yes, indeed. Welcome to our webinar. As Violeta said, my name is John, and we'll be joined by Tom later with some more information. As you can see, just the quick agenda for the webinar is broken into 3 sections. So we'll have an introduction of the Invite project, what the OIT Lab is, and why we've gone for this open call. There'll be a further description of what the actual open call comprises, and then we'll go through how you can apply for it. As Violeta mentioned, please feel free to send any questions via the Q&A box, but we will also be having a Q&A session at the end, so we can pick up any of the questions that don't get answered as we go along. Okay, so what is Invite? Invite, as it says there, is a 3-year project funded by the European Union under the Horizon 2020 framework. It's a project comprising a consortium of 9 different partner organizations from across Europe. You can see the organizations at the bottom of the slide listed there. And the idea of the Invite project is to create a platform for open innovation that will engender cross-border collaboration using digital tools to connect SMEs. But the idea, as it says there, is to stimulate innovation across Europe and for the project itself to actually facilitate those collaborations. So how does the OIT Lab fit into that? Well, the OIT Lab it's a digital platform, and part of the Invite project was to demonstrate whether businesses could collaborate across borders using digital tools. So the OIT Lab is designed particularly for businesses to find new business opportunities, whether it's to request support or technical expertise from companies external to themselves, but to solve problems that they have internally. So they can go looking for some support from external organizations, or alternatively, they may have some expertise or some technology that they wish to share, wish to collaborate with other organizations. So there's an opportunity for them to offer that expertise overseas as well. Ostensibly, it's for the collaboration, but the whole purpose of it is it's a secure virtual environment. Organizations can log on from their location, participate safely and securely using the platform. Information on the platform also includes that of where they can find financial support to maybe further fund or develop these ideas or services or products that they've got. And there'll be links on the OIT Lab. In fact, there are already links on the OIT Lab to some of these sources that users of the OIT Lab platform can access. There's also additional information on the platform which supports businesses by providing them with tools on how to learn and apply and manage their open innovation within their business. A series of webinars and some e-learning tools that are there available for them to access to make the most of the opportunities. But above all, there's also personalized support. A number of us who are involved in the project are also offering our services through the portal to provide support on a one-to-one basis for those who are actually using the platform. Okay, so why this open call? As it says there, in 2017, the Invite project initiated development of the platform. And one of the best ways we found was to encourage organizations to collaborate is by offering particular challenges or open calls, enabling them to collaborate together. It gives them a framework for them to be able to work together and gives them a bit of structure in order to actually be able to carry out that open innovation collaboration. By organising these open calls, we're able to reach out to the European SME community and also offer them that opportunity to engage in open innovation. But we've also identified that we can support 40 SMEs who are willing to participate and collaborate, and we can support them personally with particular areas of our expertise, and also, as we'll see later, some additional support in enabling them to collaborate together. But this obviously, the Invite project is a pilot, and what we want to see is how this works. So it actually gives us a real world opportunity to demonstrate how the OIT Lab works, how the tools function, and to be able to get feedback from those who are actually using it on how well it works as a vehicle to enable open innovation. So these open calls, as I said, it offers support. So during these calls, you'll get, it's free service for the SMEs involved, as I mentioned earlier, to help them solve any internal technical challenges, and also to be able to kick off projects that they may be working on. In addition to the support of advice and information, there's also the opportunity to compete for a number of €5,000 innovation vouchers, which those organizations can use to purchase support from another party, whether it's through consultation or technical support, to enable them to conduct a trial or to buy a product offered by an external party. And that in itself engenders the cross-border collaboration. So a little bit more to give a description of this open call and what the challenge actually comprises. So we've called this one Boosting Business Growth Through Open Innovation. So what we're seeking, motivated SMEs, startups and entrepreneurs who are wanting to improve either an existing product, service or process, or to want to bring an idea of a project to life. So what we're looking for as part of this call is we're looking for proposals, we're looking for applications, describing what that organization's need is, what they're wanting to address, what that challenge is, or details of what the idea or project that's to be developed is. But also what we need to find out is where they need the external expertise and support. So we're accepting ideas from any technology area or business sector. We're not being prescriptive. In a previous round, we defined what those calls would be, but actually what we'd like this time is your ideas. What we want is for you to come to us to say, this is what we need support with, this is our idea, can you help us to get it to go further? Just to give a couple of examples. So the first one is a waste management challenge. So we have here a French fry manufacturer to a local retail supply chain in France. They have a particular challenge. Their problem is that thousands of potatoes being cut and pre-fried, that leaves them with an awful lot of waste, whether that's either potato peelings or waste oil from the frying process. So what they're looking for alternatives to disposing of the waste. How could it be reused? How can it be recycled? Can it be used for something else or another process? So what they're looking for are alternatives that could also result in extra profit for that business, which makes better use of the waste products that they've already identified. A second example here is an innovative towel. So we have a manufacturer that already makes towels, but one of the bits of feedback they get from their customers is that when at the beach, sand gets embedded into the material of the towel, and actually what the users find is it's really uncomfortable. And if there was a way to be able to resolve the issue of sand on the towel, that would enable the towel manufacturer to grow and develop the product. But obviously what they need is the technology of how do they get rid of that sand? How do they repel the sand from the towel? So they're very good at making towels, but what they need is the expertise in the repelling of the sand. So again, as I say, the collaboration there would be to develop a new product that prevents sand from accumulating on top of the towel. Obviously, those are just examples, and we're, as I said, open to any other ideas that you might have. Okay, so the call itself, how does it work? And what's the time frame, what's the time scale we have for this project? The call itself was launched on the 2nd of September of 2019, so it's currently live. So if you have your idea, you'll find out very quickly how to apply, but actually it's now open, available, so ready for you to go. The deadline for the submissions is on the 2nd of December 2019, and you'll notice there it's specifically 1700 hours Central European time, so it's very precise. Please, if you've got an application, make sure you get it in before that date and time. The initialization of the project itself starts in January 2020 with the selection and the announcement of those who have won the vouchers. As I said earlier, there are only a limited number of the vouchers, and they will be evaluated on a case-by-case basis, and the best of those selected to win the vouchers. That will take place in January 2020, and then between January and April of 2020, through the OIT Lab platform, the members of the consortium will be able to support those voucher winners by identifying for them and enabling them to collaborate with a cross-border partner. The finalization of these projects will happen in April 2020 and will be actioned by a final progress report submission from those voucher winners, when the vouchers will be paid against that progress report. So applications up to the end of, up to the 2nd December, and then onwards to April, announcement of winners and support of winners, with the finalization and payment of the vouchers by April 2020. Right, well that's what that's how the call works. What we're going to go into next, and I'm going to hand over to Tom here, is to explain more about how the process actually works of applying to the OIT Lab to become a potential voucher winner.
Okay, thank you, John, for the clear explanation of what the OIT Lab is and what the open call is about. What I'm going to try to do next is guide you through the application process. So what should I do if I'm interested in participating in the open call? Well, first of all, you'll have to visit our platform webpage, which you can see over here in the top right corner, www.oitlab.com. And to get access to all the content and the application form template, you'll have to register first by clicking this blue Connect button, as you can see in the top right corner. Now, if you're already registered, you can just log in with using your credentials. If you're not, you'll have to click the blue Sign Up Here button, as you can see over here. This will redirect you then to the following form. To create an account, we'll need your email address, a password, a first and a last name. And then at a certain moment, you'll have to also confirm that you agree with the terms and conditions of the platform. If you want to learn a little bit more about that, you can easily click on the link that we have provided again on the web page. And once everything is set, you just click the Sign Up button, which should turn blue when everything is filled in correctly. And after signing up, you'll receive an email that confirms your registration. Now that you have your login ready, you should go back to the OIT Lab webpage, then hit the connect button, that blue button in the top right corner, fill in your login and your password, and then click again on that connect button. And if you would like to find the open call description, you should click on the opportunity tab, which you can find again in the top right corner over here. When you click there, you'll be redirected to the opportunities tab. And this tab contains all the options for collaborations, such as requests and offers that John talked about. Also our open call, so this one and the previous one is mentioned there, and some other competitions organized by the OIT Lab. The open call, what we are presenting you today, can be found in the open call tab, which is pretty obvious. When you click on the open call tab, the following will appear. At this moment, there is one open call available, organized by the OIT Lab. You can see that by this symbol over here. This open call is scheduled, well, like John said, the open call's deadline is scheduled for the 2nd of December. So it will remain open for another 1 month, a little bit more, and you'll be able to submit your proposal until 5 p.m. in the afternoon. By clicking the title of the open call, you will be redirected to the project page. At the project page, you'll be able to find the timeline of the project, what John showed you earlier as well, what the open call is about, which criteria your project will have to meet, and why you should consider to participate. In addition to all the information what we have presented you today, you can find more documents describing into detail what the challenge is about, what you will need to do when you want to participate, what your application needs to contain, and how and by who the proposals will be evaluated. Once you've downloaded the documents, you've read all the detailed descriptions, the guide for applicants, and you are convinced that there might be a good opportunity here for you or for your organization, you can start with downloading and filling in the application form template. Don't forget that before being able to download the application form template, you have to be registered and logged in into the platform. Now, I want to respond. How should I proceed? Well, in short, first, connect with the OIT Lab, download all the documents, including the application form template, which can be found at the bottom of the project page. And we really advise you to use that template to prepare and complete your proposal. Once you think you're ready, you can submit your proposal, which should be maximally 5 pages long. You can submit that by emailing it to opencall@oitlab.com. But please make sure that you convert your Word document into a PDF. After having handed in your proposal, you will receive a message confirming that we received your email. And then in January, we will inform the winners personally, and also we will make a public announcement who has won one of the vouchers. How does this template look like? Well, actually it contains, it consists out of 3 different sections. First of all, we're asking you to describe your need or the innovation project or idea that you have in mind. Then the next section is about the expected impact of your innovation project idea or your need. What is the added value of your proposed project? Could it be used in other industries, in different industries? So all these things have to be mentioned in that second section. In the third section, we are asking you to describe team experience, Who are the participants? Who are you? What are you expecting from this project? And do you have some kind of a work plan? Do you have an idea about that? Please write that down in this proposal or application. Again, I would like to highlight that the maximum length is 5 pages, so we're not expecting from you to write an entire book. If you want to add additional information, feel free to do so, but make sure that your proposal, what you're handing in, stands on its own, and that the additional information is just to clarify certain aspects which could be very specific for your proposal and which explain better certain aspects of your proposal. Now, after the proposals have been collected, which means after the 2nd of December, a 5-headed jury will start with evaluating different proposals. One member of the advisory board will be part of this panel. We have 2 experts from our regional partners who will be part of this evaluation committee, and then we have 2 external innovation experts who will assess all the handed-in applications. They will evaluate the proposals by means of an evaluation form, and 36 proposals with the highest ratings will be selected as the winners for this open call. This is a little bit repeating of what John said. So why should you participate? So first of all, the winners will receive personal support from an OIT Lab account manager. Together, you'll discuss and refine your organization needs or your project, and you'll define a strategy how you'll try to find a suitable partner for this open innovation collaboration in order to realize your proposed project. If needed, the account manager will also support you during the open innovation collaboration. Further, you'll also get access to all digital tools which are available at the OIT Lab. Like John said, the e-learning tools, which are describing all aspects of how an open innovation collaboration could look like, should look like, and how it can be meaningful for your business. You'll also get access to the collaboration space, where you could post other technology requests, other challenges, what you have inside your company, or you could respond to external organizations' requests, which were posted there. In addition to all of this, the winners will also receive the €5,000 innovation voucher, which should be spent during the course of the project to improve your product, your service, or to kickstart the development of your innovative idea. Now, if you're winning the €5,000 voucher, how can you spend this? First of all, the voucher can only be used to purchase a service or a product from an external company based in another country. This external company will have to help you with the development or the improvement of your submitted proposal. Typically, these services can be consulting services, feasibility studies, workshops, perhaps assistance with software or hardware development, or even buying just a small piece of a technology that you were still missing in your specific application. In case travel costs need to be covered, it cannot exceed more than 20% of the total amount, which means €1,000. Now, what kind of documents are we expecting from you? First of all, to apply, we need to receive your proposal or your application filled in before the deadline. Once you've been selected, we'll ask you to sign a sub-grant agreement with one of the partners, so with one of our account managers. And then at the end of the open call, of the Open Innovation project, so which means April 2020, we will request you to submit a final progress report, which is about 2.5 pages long. And this should describe the activities that you've done in the past couple of weeks, details about the services that you have bought, but also it should contain information about what were the final results, what were the results from this entire project, what did you learn, and we also ask you to write a very short summary, what we could publish on the invite webpage. Now, at the beginning of this project, once you're selected, at the beginning of the project, your account manager will share this template of the final report with you. And by the end of the project, the account manager will remind you that you need to fill that in before you'll get the 5,000 euros. So after having submitted the progress report and after getting the approval from our account manager, the voucher money will be transferred. This will be done as a lump sum payment. And our local partners, NELP, RTC North, WRS, and CES are responsible for transferring the money to the voucher winners. Some important dates. I think the most important one is the deadline for the applications, which is the 2nd of December. Then in January, we will announce publicly who are the voucher winners. By the end of August, the progress report has to be submitted and the vouchers will be transferred to the winners' bank accounts. And so far, here ends my story. So I think we can now move to the Q&A if there are any questions at this moment. So Violetta, I don't know if you received any in the Q&A.
I was just looking. Thank you very much, Tom and John, for the great overview. So I already have a few questions here. The first one is, could I find the cross-border partner myself, or will I be directly assigned with a partner through the platform?
Well, I can take that answer, that question if you like. Well, I think if you already know who could be a potential company that could help you out, and they're not based in your country, then of course it will make it a lot easier for us, and we don't need to identify you with, or look for a new one. But again, it depends a little bit. So if you have someone or you have a company, that's fine. If not, then we will assist you and we will make sure that we will identify someone, some company who could.
But I guess both have to be registered on the platform, right?
Indeed.
Okay. Another question is, do I own the IP of my solution, or I share it with the cross-border partner?
I can answer that one if you want. That's something you're going to have to discuss with your partner. Obviously, we assume that that IP involved in the project includes some of your own IP, and obviously what you'll need to do is look at how you protect that. But obviously this is part of the agreement that you have when you're collaborating with the other partner, is who owns which bit. And that obviously could be a commercial arrangement between yourselves. But I would say that that's something that you're going to have to sort out and agree as part of the work with your partner once you've identified them.
Okay, thank you. And coming back to the first question, Tom, do the companies we find have to be from another country only, or they can be from the same one as ours?
No, so they have to be from another company. So the entire setup is that we would like to stimulate cross-border collaborations, and that's also the case for this open call. So if you have already a company in mind, it has to be from another country in Europe.
Okay. And another interesting question is, what if the service that I purchase from the partner costs more than the 5,000 euros that you're providing?
Well, so what we could do then is we can't offer more than the 5,000 euros. So there's a limit there. So the next step could be that, or you just take it from there and you find your own investors or your own financial resources. But we also have the option with the OIT Lab, and then as you can see, there is already a dedicated space at the OIT Lab where we promote some financial resources. Don't know all the details about that, but we can help you with finding additional money if that is required. So we can also assist you with that.
Okay, and if is this 5,000 euros supporting only strictly technical solutions? What about if I need some support towards entering a new market or some market analysis, for example?
Well, actually, it doesn't always have to be just a technical problem that needs to be solved. So it could also be that you're just buying, let's say, some insights from a certain industry. We also saw that during the previous open call. That's one of our voucher winners didn't have the expertise to address a certain problem in the automotive industry. And what we've done is we've connected them with an external partner who has experience with the automotive industry, and they could give our voucher winners some insights into how they could adjust their existing solution so that it could fit into the challenge, which was coming actually from the automotive industry.
Okay. I just received another question. What happens if my solution is not finalized by the end of April?
That's not a problem. What we do need by the end of April is a report to show what the progress is as to how far you've got. Obviously, there needs to be a partner involved, so that it could be that the progress is you've agreed the work that you're going to do together, you've agreed the scope of the collaboration, but it doesn't have to be completed, but what we just need to know is whereabouts that you're up to and what it is that you're hoping to achieve.
Okay. Right, and I guess this will be the last question maybe that we take. Am I obliged to continue the collaboration with the cross-border partner after the end of April?
No, you don't have to do that. Of course, I think it's depending on, let's say, the results that you obtained during that period. And then it's still your choice if you want to continue with that specific partner or not.
Okay, yeah, sorry.
No, go ahead. That was it.
Yeah, I just saw there are two more questions just right now. So what type of companies with which we can create a partnership? We're looking for airports or defense sector for collaboration.
Well, I don't think there's an exact type with what kind of companies you can collaborate or create a partnership with. The only thing is that you, the one who is submitting the proposal, has to be an SME or a startup or an entrepreneur. So that's one of the requirements what we have. So the application has to be submitted by an SME, and then the collaboration can be between another SME. It could be a larger organization. It could be a research institute. So we actually don't really care about that. So start has to be coming from an SME.
Okay, and to follow up on this question, would you be able to help us find it?
Yes, absolutely. I mean, part of the role of the advisor that would work with you is to enable you to do that. So you wouldn't necessarily have to have a partner that you had in mind. And if you needed support in able to be able to find a partner, that's what we're here to help you with. Obviously, it would have to be a partner that would be registered on the OI2 Lab, or if they weren't already, we would encourage them to do so in order to collaborate with you. But yeah, absolutely. If you don't have anybody in mind, you want some help finding someone, that's what we're here to support with.
Okay, and to answer the last one that I see here, yes, the presentation is recorded and will be shared after the webinar to all the participants and also online. So you can check it and see if you have missed something from the beginning. All right, with this, I would like to close this session and thank everyone for joining, our panelists and our attendees, and you will receive the recording as I already mentioned. And yeah, we'll keep you updated with our ongoing activities. So thank you very much, and I wish you a nice Tuesday afternoon and evening.
Bye.
Thank you.
Bye, everyone.
Bye-bye.